So every night we like to do something. We answer your questions in 15 seconds, so let's get going. Our experts will answer them. Twitter. Michelle says, has anyone considered that Trayvon Martin was protecting himself when he saw Zimmerman following him?
Mo Ivory. 15 seconds.
Vinny, absolutely. To characterize Trayvon as lying in wait is absolutely a mischaracterization. He was hiding like anybody would if somebody were following them and they were watching them follow them after they were out just to get something to drink.
All right.
Well done.
All right, another one from Twitter. Here we go. Did Zimmerman have any defensive wounds that will be used as evidence to show he tried any defense before using his gun, or does it matter? That's from Terry.
Okay, why don't you answer that one, Ryan?
Oh, I got this. Okay.
15 seconds.
So he has the injury on his nose, also on the back of his head, nothing on his hands. And I think it does matter because if you're in a fight for your life, what are you doing? You're using your hands. Also, he didn't identify himself as Neighborhood Watch, identify himself as what he was doing. I think those are problems for his case.
All right, you did it in 15 seconds.
All right, I learned, right?
All
right, Facebook, let's go. Mick says, was Zimmerman hired by the HOA, and does the HOA have rules for the Neighborhood Watch following when to approach?
Okay, I'll take this one, actually. The HOA, they did have a meeting, and George Zimmerman ended up sort of volunteering to be in charge of the Neighborhood Watch. But they, the HOA, didn't have any rules, but the training did say you weren't supposed to have a gun.
Okay, let's look for the next one on Facebook. Can you explain the legal definition of self-defense? Can we really ever know if no one else was there? Great question by
That's
Drew.
a great question. 15 seconds. Philip Snyder, why don't you do this one?
Well, you have to look at the evidence. The evidence in this case shows that George Zimmerman had a broken nose and lacerations on the back of his head. If there's ever a case of self-defense, this is the case.
All right, under 15 seconds.
Yeah, it was more like 10 seconds.
Well done.
Let's see, HLNTV.com. Roland says, do you think Zimmerman was influenced by the stand your ground law? Maybe he knew he could use force.
Stand your ground. That's huge down in Florida. Let's go to Florida prosecutor Stacey Honowitz. 15 seconds.
Yeah, there's been huge debate about this new law, stand your ground, basically because you have the person who says, I was in fear of my life, versus a dead person who can't say anything. So did he know about the law? We'll never know. He might have known that he could use it in self-defense and get immunity, but they didn't even go for the hearing.
Wow. That was 16 seconds, but still a great answer.
We give it to her. All right, HLNTV.com. Here's Jim. He says, will the jury have options besides second-degree murder? Could they give him manslaughter with a sentence?
All right, Joey Jackson, 15 seconds.
Absolutely. What happens is that these are called lesser included offenses, and so therefore if the evidence points to something other than second-degree murder, which is depravity, such as a reckless or a careless or a negligent killing, then of course it could be criminally negligent homicide or the equivalent in Florida.
All right. You know what's interesting, Ryan? You know, lawyers get paid for their time. Could you imagine if you went to your lawyer and he gave you your answer in 15 seconds? He could only charge like $1.50.
Oh, that would be great, and we'd have 3 lawyers across the country.
Exactly.
All right.